Hello my schoolers, this is my school channel where we are tackling the 2018 JAMB past question for biology. In this clip, we'll be tackling questions 21 to 40. So right now, let's tackle question 21. Which of the following processes removes carbon from the atmosphere? Okay, putrefaction is just one of the stages or processes involved in decomposition. Okay, that's when you start getting those stench odor from. Then we talk about photosynthesis. Remember, that is in the presence of sunlight, and at this stage or in the process of photosynthesis, simply to say, carbon dioxide is being collected from the atmosphere, okay, and oxygen is released as one of the byproducts. So volcanic eruption, burning of fuels, this is hydrocarbon for us. So scanning through all of our options, we can see that photosynthesis, according to the context of options we are given, is just the only process that removes carbon from air, from the atmosphere, according to the question, and releases oxygen. So option B is very correct. Number 22. Which of the following circles involves the process of precipitation and transpiration? Okay, so once you understand all of these processes listed here, you would know which one of them, okay, this and this. So option A is the correct option, water circles. Question 23. What is the critical limiting factor for plants below the photic zone in an aquatic ecosystem? The photic zone talks about the light zone where there is sufficient supply of light, sunlight to be precise, and that is about 200 meters deep, okay? Anything beneath the photic zone, then we'll be having the twilight zone where there's limited amount of light. Then the deeper you go, then you have the dark zone or the darkness zone, okay, where there's increase in pressure depending on where or how deep you go into. So looking at the critical limiting factor for plants, anything below the photic zone, that is the factor of the intensity of light. So that is the critical thing we are looking at in the context of this question. So option C is very correct. Remember that all you have to do is just to click on the link in the description below. This takes you to the Myschool website where there is enough information for you on how you can get the Myschool mobile app or the Myschool software. So right now we are tackling question 24. Which of the following instruments is used to estimate the number of plants in a habitat? Okay, every other ones we are saying here, putter, pitfall trap, sweep nets, they all deal with insects, okay? The one that estimates the number of plants, okay, in an habitat is option C, your quadrant, that thing that looks like square or rectangular shaped. So option C is very correct. So do not forget that all you just have to do is to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button and tap on bell notifications so you can get updated as soon as the next videos are released. Question 25. Which of the following statements is true about sandy soil? Okay, has limited airspace? No. Is light and easy to dig? Yes, sandy soil is very light. Okay, drains slowly, that's incorrect. There are enough pores in between it that allows water to drain faster compared to clay soil, okay? It's heavy, no, it is clay soil that we can confidently say that it's heavy, especially when it is wet, okay? So looking at all of the options we've been given, okay, and in the context of the question that has been posed towards us, we can say sandy soil is light and easy to dig, so option B is correct. Here we are at question 26. Which of the following organisms is a primary consumer? Okay, so we just know that primary consumer, they are the one feeding on the producer directly. Okay, so and the producer in what we are looking at, they are the grasses, they are the green plants. Okay, so looking at this, the first contact consumer or the primary consumer here is the sheep. Okay, the sheep feeds on the grasses. Okay, then later the dog as the secondary consumer feeds on the sheep. So the primary consumer for this question and the options given is B, sheep. Number 27. The organism designated P in the food chain above is normally sustained by the energy from where? Okay, so P here represents the producer, and examples are your green plants or your grasses. So it taps sunlight as its source of energy, okay, through the process of photosynthesis. So option A is very correct. Remember that you can ask your questions right now. All you just have to do is to click on the link in the description below. It takes you to the Myschool website where army of solution providers are waiting to help you out. So let's tackle question 28. Which of the following statements best describes the organism designated R? So what does R do? Okay, this is the producer, the green plants. Okay, then we have the primary consumer, Q. Yeah, okay, probably something like your sheep, all right, or your grasshopper. Then we have R. R is your secondary consumer that feeds on Q. So the correct option is D. It is a secondary consumer. Okay, so that is the correct option. Perhaps you have a better explanation to any of the questions we've tackled so far. Please, we would like to know. Kindly use the comment section below. Indicate the question number and the solutions you would like to share. Question 29. Which of the following diseases is not hereditary? Okay, we know of albinism, can be passed. Okay, hemophilia, that is your blood not being able to clot. Okay, and this is very dangerous to in bleeding. Okay, then color blindness. So this option D, option C, option A, okay, they can be passed on to the next generation. But scabies is caused by mites. Okay, so scabies is the correct option, option B. Question 30. The immediate product of meiosis in flowering plants is the what? So based on the options we are given here, okay, we can comfortably consider gametophytes. Okay, so the correct option here, based on the options provided, okay, is option B. Number 31. DNA in eukaryotic cells is contained in the nucleus. So option B is very correct. For a prokaryotic cell, you'll find it in the nucleoid. Okay, so option B is correct. Question 32. A woman who is heterozygous for the disease hemophilia marries a man who is hemophilic. Okay, so what percentage of their offspring would have the disease? So we can solve this question using the Punnett square. Okay, so the male and the female. Okay, we are told that the male is hemophilic, so we'd have this. Okay, and then here we go with the square. Okay, very well. So this is for the female. We are told the female is heterozygote, so we're going to have this. All right, so let's cross them together. This and this gives us, very well, okay. This and this gives us, okay. This and this gives us, then we have this and this, we have, okay. So now let's interpret this result that we have. This shows that this is not hemophilic, this is normal, okay? This is a sign for hemophilia, okay? But once this is present, it dominates this as being recessive, okay? So now let's interpret it together. So for the first box, we have this, and this is a female. So that means we have a female, one female carrier. She is a carrier, okay, she's a female X and X, okay. Let's look at this. This definitely shows an hemophilic female. You can see two of the hemophilic genes on the two X chromosomes. So we have one hemophilic female. All right, so let's come here. This is a male. This is a very normal male, or one unaffected male. Normal male, okay? Then looking at this man or the boy child is hemophilic. So the question asks that what percentage of their offspring would have the disease? So what percentage of them will be hemophilic? So we have one male and one female and one male. That shows you that 50% of their offspring will have the disease hemophilia. So let's go through our options together. You will see that option C is very correct. Question 33. Cytokinesis of mitosis is a process that ensures, okay, that the cytoplasm of a single eukaryotic cell, okay, divides into two daughter cells. So option B is correct. Remember that you can have a simulated JAMB CBT exam. All you just have to do is to click on the link in the description below that takes you to the Myschool website, where enough information are made available so that you can get the Myschool mobile app or the Myschool software. So join me as we tackle question 34. An animal which is active during the day is known as diurnal, okay? That is option B. Nocturnal for insects or animals that are active at night. So option B is very correct. So do not forget that you just have to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button and tap on bell notifications so you can get informed as soon as the next videos are released. Question 35. Evidence of evolution include the following except we have A, fossil records, comparative anatomy, molecular records, embryology, okay, biochemical similarities, and this option D is not one of the evidence or evidences for evolution. So option D is the exception that we have here. Option D is correct. Question 36. Use the diagram to answer the question. The diagram shows that the organisms are what? They are oviparous, okay? They lay eggs. And you can see the egg being laid outside the body and the male fertilizes the egg. These are amphibians. So the correct option is option C, oviparous. 37. Use the diagram to answer the question. The breeding posture illustrated in the diagram is known as amplesox, okay? That is the mating position of toads and frogs, whereby the male claps to the back of the female, okay? So that is the correct option to this answer. Option B is very correct. Kindly be reminded that you can ask your questions right now. All you just have to do is to click on the link in the description below. It takes you to the Myschool website, where our army of solution providers are waiting to help you out. So why not ask your questions right now? So we are tackling question 38. An accurate identification of a rapist can be carried out by conducting what? By conducting DNA analysis or DNA profiling, okay? It's a forensic technique in criminal investigation and other uses. So option B is very correct. In case you have a better step or explanations to any of the questions we have tackled so far, please, we would like to know. Kindly use the comment section below, indicate the question number and the solutions you would like to share. Question 39. A boy who is fond of swimming in a pond finds himself passing urine with traces of blood, okay? He is likely to have contracted option A, schistosomiasis, okay? And that is very correct. Sometimes it's referred to as snail fever, okay? We have option B, onchocerciasis, okay? And this is also referred to as river blindness. This is caused by repeated bites by black flies. Okay. Then we have poliomyelitis. This is also known as polio. Okay. This causes paralysis if it is not properly taken care of or being vaccinated. Then we have salmonellosis. Okay, from salmonella, that is bacteria. Okay, so the correct option is option A. Question 40. The flippers of a whale and the fins of a fish are examples of what? That is an example of convergent evolution, distantly related organisms or organisms that are not actually of the same origin, okay? And you see them having similar structures due to natural selection, or mostly influenced by natural selection. That is about change and adaptation, majorly for survival. So option D is very correct. Here is the end of this segment, but there are still more video clips to be released. All you just have to do so that you can receive this sort of content, you just have to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button and tap on bell notification to get informed as soon as the next videos are released.